Bitcoin and crypto has not been as bullish as it is right now in 1,461 days. And that is such a specific number. And it's impressive that it's so specific. What's more impressive to me is it's not the first time we've seen that exact number in these crypto cycles. And I want to show you exactly what that looks like on the charts and why it has me so bullish. And then two other data points on these charts I want to discuss with you and show you. And it really does. It all has me bullish. And I'd be remiss not to discuss, at least once in a while, how bullish I am on crypto right now. It would be silly not to do that. As a content creator tracking crypto, it would make no sense, because when I look back on these charts and over the years covering crypto, 5 years now on YouTube, it is historically proven. It's data based. When markets, not just crypto, traditional markets, whatever, when they fall into these oversold, high fear, undervalued areas, it's just the time to be bullish. It's the time to really put aside emotion and the feeling of fear and just look at the data and be bullish. And there are no guarantees. I realize that. If you've been watching my YouTube channel, you know I'm cautious. You know this whole bear market, we've been anticipating just legs down and multiple legs down just based off of these historical macro indicators. Even right now, there's 100% in play, just room to the downside for another leg down in this bear market. And it would be a very common move for crypto to do that. There's still room for that. But with all of that said, historically, with all of the time that is behind us now in this bear market, and we've seen huge companies fall, projects, blockchains fall. I realize that. It's been brutal. With all of that behind us now, as crypto enters these just technical indicators and all of these signals start arriving, I can't help but be bullish. And in this video right now, I want to jump in and show you what I'm seeing. Okay, so here's a zoomed out Bitcoin chart. It doesn't matter if you hold Bitcoin or not. If you're just in altcoins, this chart is a navigation. It's a guide for crypto cycles, for the cycle that we're in right now, for the bottoming out range of Bitcoin. So the first thing I want to do before we dive into these two data points and I discuss the 1,461 number is I just want to lay some context for you. Two things. Number one, we already know if we take out our Fibonacci retracement from the swing low of the last bear market to the swing high of the bull market, we've fallen to and slightly below this green line. It's a 786 line. Many of you are probably sick of hearing it on this YouTube channel, but it is the key signal for me on the macro. This is a line that we've fallen below and bottomed out below in previous bear markets. That's number one. The other thing most recently that I've been discussing is if you look at these previous bear markets, from the swing high of the bull market to the bear market, right? Just kind of going through that bear market bottom and then exiting the 786 line. You can see Bitcoin in 2015 exiting 693 days. Then that next cycle, bull market down below 786 and then exiting 476 days. Now, in the cycle that we're in, from bull market high below, we're around 400 or so days in. We're getting very close to historically where Bitcoin bottoms out. So those things put aside, let's look at these indicators and what I'm seeing now. What kind of gave me the idea to start digging into some data, and it led me to this number 1,461, is I came across this tweet. Seasonal sentiment after long and heavy bear markets, January has historically been a good month for Bitcoin. Started digging into this a little bit, and you can just see on this chart, you can just see 2012, January, you see Bitcoin making a move to the upside. This next one, January 2015, move to the upside. 2018, move to the upside. And here we are in 2023. I just wanted to pull it up on the chart and kind of just get an idea of what it looks like, right? So we're starting 2023, and it's just absolutely insane to me to think about, man, we're in another January bear market bottom range, right? And we were just here, like back here in 2018 into 2019. And then if you look back here, even here as Bitcoin bottomed out, same thing, January, right? Now, where things really start coming together crazy for me is not just that data point alone, but as I was kind of reading through tweets, I came across this tweet, and this was actually by Jesse Olson. Give him a follow over here on Twitter. Good data and good analyst. But I came across this tweet, and it was him posting a monthly RSI on Bitcoin for the bear market. And I didn't realize it at first, but it was actually something he posted in November 2021. This was over a year ago. And you can just see him on the monthly RSI basically saying, hey, there's the bear market low potentially in play. Are we headed there, right? This was in November 2021, over a year ago. And then I pulled up the monthly chart and I just said, let's see, because I realized I'm pretty sure we're in that same territory. And sure enough, Bitcoin did fall on the RSI to this area, under 45, well under 45. If you look at this right now, Bitcoin trade like right around 40, right? So that RSI on the monthly came together perfect in terms of his November 2021 prediction or anticipation, whatever you want to call it. So this comes together so brilliantly with what we saw here in this tweet, which is this January, the bottom of the bear market range, starting this new year. And then this is where it kind of all came together for me. And I just said, man, how consistent is all of this data? And I said, if we look at Bitcoin from that last bear market and we kind of pull up the monthly again on the RSI and we look at this way oversold area on the monthly to where we are now, way oversold, how many days was that? And sure enough, it was 1,461 days. And I'm like, okay, that's how long it's been. I was just gonna take that number and say, hey, it's been that long since this last January bear cycle kind of began for Bitcoin, or kind of put on the bulls, I guess you could say. But then I said this, if we look back and we say, well, from that RSI oversold in the bear market to the previous one, all the way back here, and this was in January 2015, that low, how many days was that? It was 1,461 days. So basically, on this RSI on the monthly, 1,461 days to get to this oversold. And from that 2018 oversold, 1,461 days to get to this oversold. I'm not saying that history is going to repeat itself perfectly, and this is the bottom for Bitcoin on this momentum oscillator, and this is a slower moving momentum oscillator on the RSI. But wow, if we're analyzing data and we're trying to find these oversold, undervalued environments on the macro, and we're looking at this monthly, this is a monthly chart. This takes so much time to have these setups. These don't come around like every month or every other week. This is years in the making, everybody. And all of this coming together so nicely, so consistently. So this time frame, 1,461 days, you see how it kind of threads together these cycles. And again, these are just a few data points. And we've been tracking so many different data points, even outside of just, the 786 macro line, even outside of time ranges from breaking back above the 786, even outside of momentum oscillators like these RSIs that we just discussed. We see on-chain metrics. We see all of these things coming together. And again, I just would not be doing myself any favors if I didn't just discuss once in a while in this bear market, even though there's pain, even though there's potential downside in play for Bitcoin right now and crypto, there's more downside in play. The next few months could be brutal. We could capitulate. I wouldn't be doing myself any favors if I didn't discuss once in a while how bullish I just am at this point of this cycle. There's no guarantees. I say that all the time. Crypto could go to zero. Crypto could fail. I realize that. And that's why it's important for me. Don't spend more than I can afford to lose. Don't invest more than I can afford to lose. Anticipate everything. Put emotion aside. Have a calm mind. Plan. And we're all in different boats. We're all in different situations. Plan around this data where you feel comfortable. That's what I'm doing. This is how I see the charts. But right now, I'm getting bullish. And that's just the way it is. And, I remember doing videos back here in 2018, and the vibes are very, very similar, everybody. The stories, the headlines, a little bit different. But the vibes right now, very, very similar. So time will tell. We'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you did. Hit that like button. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.